Let's try this music. Um, it's time for a Leonardo recrapulo. Uh, okay. So, so yeah, you've spent 2 sessions interacting with gnomes. And Kaz had tied himself to a tree, and the rest of y'all had gone to talk to these gnomes. You were talking to them. They were cute. They were all female. They were all fighters except for one. And Andre was flirting with one. Uh, and Kaz was just tied to a tree for like almost 2 full sessions. Somebody came and robbed Kaz, uh, but nobody that was at the camp talking to the gnomes realized that yet. So yeah, everybody was sitting around talking to these lady gnomes and eating their food. They made a little stew for everybody. Celeste started to upset the balance of the discussion with some like subtly placed like kind of insults, and the gnomes started to just sort of brush it off because they had gotten along so far. But then Andre started lying to them. Well, first he started analyzing their lies because they were like, "Yeah, we protected this person," and they made up something, and then he made up something back at them, and Dacian was like, "This guy clearly knows we're lying, and he's lying back at us, and this is fucking weird. So let's get these people out of our camp." So they told you guys to leave, and you guys left. You went and camped. You all expected to be attacked during the night by the gnomes. It was not necessarily so that they were going to attack you, but I had you guys rolling perception checks and luck checks, and I believe Kaz rolled horribly, or somebody, I think
Yeah.
it was Kaz, because we ended up having the best case scenario. The worst case scenario was that Kaz transformed into a were-rat in the middle of the night and started attacking people at the same time as all of the gnomes attacked you. And so you guys were being attacked from the inside, attacked from the outside. The gnome fighters were strong. They were hitting you hard. You guys were killing them. Nobody could kill the were-rat, who was immune to piercing and bludgeoning and slashing. Um, but the were-rat was indiscriminately just gnawing on randos. And yeah, the discussion of whether or not they should queen the gnomes was a moot point when Kaz turned into a were-rat. So Dacian cast Cone of Cold on the party. She cast Rolathim's Psychic Lance on somebody, some of my favorite high-level spells, messing with y'all. And you barely survived. Miki did what, as an old person, my point of reference is Ryu in Street Fighter going, "Oh, you can," and shooting a thing across the screen. But other people described it as a Kamehameha, which is an anime reference. I'm old and lame. Uh,
Street
but
Fighter was referencing the other thing.
I
Would
think
you believe I was originally referencing a Terraria item and then it just slowly turned into a
Whoa.
Kamehameha?
also Dragon Ball came out in the 80s.
Yes, bro. I grew up on Dragon Ball, bro. The
I think
OG.
I think the reason I associate not being familiar with anime with being old is that when I was growing up, anime was not super
Oh.
popular. And
Mhm.
now I teach kids, and like all of them know about anime, and they talk about all of the various animes with each other in a much more mainstream way than kids did when I was growing up. But we could just say that I'm horribly lame or like not a real nerd for not knowing about anime, and I need to go back to nerd school. So anyway, whatever, however you want to describe it, Miki critted with a prismatic orb of cold and pushed Dacian's heart out of her body. Oh yeah, Dacian was in greater invisibility for most of the battle, which was pretty scary until finally someone broke her invisibility. Uh, who broke the invisibility?
Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did she do?
Hit a random square.
Punch you in the
Yes,
head.
it was sphere. It was the burning sphere. She
Oh,
did
yeah.
the
Yeah,
sphere.
it was Andre pointing out the general direction, and then Eve put a flaming sphere there.
Yeah.
My whole build is based around that spell. I should have cast it immediately. I was like, I'll do shatter. It'll be loud and cool. And then I got killed. But
Always
that's
burn
okay.
spears. Yeah, I guess you were afraid for your life during that battle, or your unlife.
Yes.
So we killed her, and the session ended with 3 gnomes left unkilled. The were-rat still transformed, although currently eating gnome bodies. Gnome bodies scattered around everywhere, and you guys standing in the middle of your ruined campsite. And we'll say, it was kind of the beginning of the night. We'll say it's the stroke of midnight when this happened. And I will finally stop talking and let you do your thing.
No.
There you stand, covered in gnome innards.
Okay, do these 3 living guys want to leave, or what's their deal?
They're cowering on the ground.
Cazador is still like just gnawing on the gnomes and he's like still turned or
Yeah, the gnomes get up and start trying to run away.
like if Cazador is still in his rat form, he would chase that.
Okay, but there's 3 of them.
Oh, his instincts, his like predatory instincts are just like firing as soon as they turn their back, bro.
Okay, well, I'm sure you're gonna take down one and at least one and kill that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's the
is
circle.
anybody else doing anything as the gnomes hop up and start running away and the crazy were-rat starts chasing them?
I'm just gonna sort of gather the bodies of these gnomes.
I still have my sword. I don't know. This is just a were rat. I don't know. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
asleep.
Yeah.
Should we dispense of this beast? And she's gonna start making her way towards the were rat.
It's technically Kaz, and I don't know if he's fully in there or not. I think we should probably try to restrain him, if anything.
This is the Kaz.
Yeah, that's his insomnia.
I see you have pulled the
While you
veil
guys are
over my
discussing
eyes.
this, one of the gnomes is caught by Kaz and
Let's
is
go.
no, please. Ah! And just like guts and stuff being Kaz like while you guys are discussing that.
Oh, bro.
This is a deserved fate.
Uh, Sarah, who just looks insane, like she doesn't have her wards, so just moving corpse with some sort of liquid metal attributes. Will we get the rest of them?
So you're piling bodies, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm pulling folks together.
Pulling bodies. Kaz is just ravaging one of the gnomes, pulling out its stomach as the other 2 gnomes are running away.
It's like a dog with a dog toy in full like tornado mode.
Yes, bro.
Miki, what are you doing?
Yeah, I would probably be helping Sarah with the collecting of the bodies and hopefully trying to find Kaz's missing gold on their persons.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the gold.
Roll me a searchy.
Oh, snap.
What can a searchy be? Can it be perception?
Sure.
Ooh.
As you fondle the dead corpses of gnomes, looking for Kaz's gold.
You like come across one body Just like a teardrop goes down Andre's face.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Did that roll or do I need to refresh?
Oh, that was a
It's a
5.
5.
Yup.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
was like
you are searching the gnome fighter bodies, and you find lots of mundane gnome fighter weapons and leather armor and that sort of thing.
they already spent it.
Dacian's corpse lies further to the northeast. Perhaps a more interesting corpse. Meanwhile, Kaz is ravaging one of the 3 gnomes, and the other 2 have pretty much disappeared if nobody's doing anything about it.
Not do anything.
All right, they run away.
I have a question about one of my abilities.
Okay.
So the ability that lets me spend hit dice in order to regain health without taking a short rest. It says I could spend a number of hit dice up to my proficiency bonus. Is that per time I use it or just total throughout the day? Because it doesn't specifically say.
What's the name of the divine healing?
Yeah, it's the 3rd level
As
ability.
an action, you can spend hit dice and regain hit points as if you had just finished a short rest. You can spend a number of hit dice up to your proficiency bonus, so that means 3. So you can, as an action, you can spend 3 hit dice as if you took a short rest. So the idea of
Okay.
that is that you can use it during battle. That's why you can only do
Yeah,
3 at a time.
right. But my question was, since I'd already used it twice today, is that just 3 times per adventuring day and I could use it up to that many hit die? Or is it I could use up to 3 hit die as long as I have
You
3
can
hit die?
spend a number of hit dice up to your proficiency bonus. It does not give a limit on how many times you can do it.
Alright, I am going to take a moment.
The limit is
that.
your amount of hit dice.
Right, okay, just wanted to clarify. Because then that makes a difference. I will do that. I will spend 3 hit die.
All right, how many you got left now?
I have 1 left now.
Good thing your class recharges all their hit die on a long rest.
Not until next level.
Oh, if only someone would allow you to level up.
We did that, didn't we? No? Is that a different campaign?
No, we're on level 6.
Right, yeah, that's next level. That shall
Although
never happen.
you might level up soon. Who knows? I need to check. Let's check
Nope.
some dates. I feel like you guys did it pretty recently.
We will be
Uh,
level 6 for the end of the campaign.
January. You guys did level 6 in January.
Do you have like a way to track it?
Yeah, I have dates on your PDFs. So
Oh, sweet.
oh,
January is when you leveled up. So you very well might level up again, although it feels more recent than January, but
Right, exactly.
gotta believe what the dates tell me when I see level 6, January 19th, 24, level 6, January 17th, 24. Yeah. What do you think? Did you level up sooner than that? More recently than that?
Feel like we've been level 6 for a minute, but
yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like I've been part warlock for a little bit.
Yeah.
Whoa, spoiler alert.
Yes.
oh,
I did
Oh,
not
What?
know. This
we'll see.
deception.
We'll see. Since it's currently the 5th month of the year, it might be time to level up again.
Yeah. Now that
Don't
I
get
think about it,
don't get too
wasn't our
thirsty about it though.
I mean, we did technically have a time skip,
Oh
probably.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
3 levels.
the in-game month. Yeah, because you would level up in cryogenesis. I'll tell you what, since you've all started to think about this, take 90 seconds to think about it while I go kiss my wife goodnight.
Let's go. Cause like I know that the last time I saw us level up was in that inn after we killed the queen. Because that's when Mickey had her whole dream sequence. Sarah, she had that whole like kind of coming to herself moment in her room. And then like Cazador was just laying down with Bat Snake and like cat hair all over himself.
Oh.
But I think I don't remember anything after that. It was just like after the Queen. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm. Yeah, you're right.
We've had like one combat, and I guess between this combat and that, we had the mansion with the were-rats, and that's it.
Yeah, because like I think it makes sense because we haven't noticed that we're like level 6 because we've been like role playing this whole time. Like we haven't had much combat. It's hilarious though. I like it.
We killed the queen like 4 days ago
4 day.
in game.
Oh, in game. I was like,
Yeah.
Nani?
It's only been a couple days.
All right, Queen
Yeah.
Killers.
Speaking of,
So so all right, so yeah, fucking there's a gnome getting eaten, the other two gnomes ran away. Miki searched up all the fighters and didn't find much. Dacian's body is laying off to the northeast. What else?
I'm gonna grab Dacian's body.
Mm.
Aw.
All right, what you gonna do to it?
I'm right now making a big line of all the gnome corpses.
You're gonna drag it down to the line?
Yeah.
All right. Sarah starts dragging Dacian's body.
You know, I have okay. Can I passively investigate this body as I walk?
Oh, you want to passively investigate this body.
Or actively as I kind of
Check the pockets.
You wanna roll a 13 on investigating the body?
13.
No. Why don't you roll?
I'll roll.
Oh,
It'll be cool. It'll be great.
you
I
got
have-
this.
natural 20 inbound.
If you roll a 1, you'll like bend a fingernail on her.
17.
Wow, that's so
Oh,
close to a
the
1.
same roll.
All right.
No.
We'll take the passive. The roll was to see if you could find like something really amazing on her.
Mhm.
So on Dacian, you find 800 gold.
Oh my God.
What?
I feel like that's hard to miss. So
414 of it is Kaz's gold, but it's in a separate pouch. And then there's another pouch with 386 gold in it.
Oh, why did you make her death a little bit more sweet?
Hey, everything about this woman's downfall is doing it for me. I'm very glad that she's dead. Okay, I'm gonna give Miki all this money.
Okay.
Is there a bank here?
The bank account.
Gotcha. I'll keep a hold on it until at least the Kaz turns back and I can give his portion back.
shall we restrain him?
I've been considering that. I don't exactly know how.
Rah.
Crash, Sarah, roll a D100. And yes, as she's searching the body, you just in the background you hear like
I rolled the
the
right
person's
die.
dead and there's just stuff everywhere.
The Dark Urge is having
61.
a field day.
61. Okay.
It's a simple
You also find a little potion in Dacian's pocket, and it's labeled Potion of Invulnerability.
Gasp.
I show it to the group.
This is not a con of theirs, maybe? That seems quite the powerful thing to just have in one's pocket.
These people certainly had a power to them. I don't doubt that they might have something like this, though maybe a lesser version of what it says it is.
No, I don't feel all too guilty taking from them. I mean, they most likely stole this from other people and probably were a lot more brutal to them than we were to them.
Just gonna look over at the bodies that I kind of cleaved in half. I would imagine that is difficult to do, but I have no guilt in their death.
Well, in our case, it was self-defense. I'm gonna chalk it up to that, and I hope that there's nothing more that comes out of it.
You know what? I want to update my magic item tracking for y'all, especially the items with attunement. I have Miki has a lot of interesting stuff in her pockets. Miki, okay, looking at Miki is attuned to Miki's got full attunement slot.
Yes.
Fragile cloak of displacement, translucent robes of acumen, feathered belt of faith, and then bunch of other stuff. Everybody, tell me what you currently have for magic items.
I have my Thunder Circlet, which gives me +3 to lightning and thunder damage.
Yeah.
And the rock that tells you hints sometimes. That's it.
Okay.
I have a sword.
You have no magic items left? Just your legs?
Just yeah, my legs and my sword.
What's the property? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's attunement, right?
Are my legs considered attunement?
Uh, no.
No.
But your sword is. And Kaz, you are not that Frostspire is not attunement.
Nice. I got a chunky ring that gives disadvantage on strength and con checks. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Just the chunky ring is all I'm attuned to, I think.
Going back to, let's see, I'm gonna go back to December and just remind you guys of some of the stuff I've given you.
Do you want me to read off all the things that I have?
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you some stuff on my list and you tell me if you have it on yours.
Gotcha.
This is going back to November. Is a scroll of rope trick, a scroll of aid, and a scroll of spider climb. I gave these to Baznik. Does anybody have those? Does anybody have those now?
Somewhere that I forgot. So I have like a giant list of all the spell scrolls that I was storing and forgot about.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give those to you.
Cool.
Spider climb, rope trick, and aid. Obviously, aid is a cleric spell. Baznik had the experimental musket. Who has the experimental musket now?
Technically, it's unused in party inventory
Oh,
if
does anybody
Celeste
want
wants
a
it.
does anybody want a cool ranged weapon? Like a longbow on crack?
This sounds quite the miraculous weapon. I have not much experience with them, but it is better than this bow I have.
Hmm?
I imagine.
Uh, it's a strange device, but it works well. So we'll go over that next time you want to use your experimental musket. You should be able to find details on it in the interesting items channel. Crash has the whispering fragment. Okay, and then in December you get the jagged circlet and also the chunky ring of influence. So that's the one that Kaz was talking about. Impose disadvantage on strength or con saves. And that is a attunement. So Kaz, your chunky ring has attunement and Frostfire doesn't.
Nice. Okay.
And then there is a scroll of knock and a scroll of gust of wind. So I'm gonna add that to Sarah's scroll inventory for now, unless somebody else says, "Oh, that's mine." You guys got a list of mundane items from the dog room in the catacombs, which I'm assuming Miki is carrying. The dog whistle, the regular whistle, the set of manacles, the 10-foot pole, a light crossbow, and a longbow.
And like the
Yeah.
gear that was like an exact replica of hers, like the extra
Yeah,
quarter
technically we
staff.
have 2 copies of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baznik had the wooden shield of the eye that gave him +2 to
Oh
initiative
yeah.
and +4 to 1 perception check once per long rest. Anyone who uses shields could take that item. It does require attunement though. Celeste, you use a two-handed weapon, right?
Yes.
And
No shield for me.
Kaz doesn't use shields because he's a blaze singer. But you guys could be carrying that around with you and sell it, I guess. Or if somebody ends up wanting to use it, they could.
Might be useful for Andre. I could hold on
Yeah.
to it and see if that works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think artificers get shield proficiency either. Scroll of Identify. That's another one. That's a lot of spells for Sarah to use her downtime and gold to learn. Or for Kaz to. Miki is attuned to Fragile Cloak of Displacement, Translucent Robes of Acumen, Feathered Belt of Faith. Now we're in January. Miki has a wasp in a glass coffin box. Pulled from Veronica Herp. She's got a nameplate that says Veronica Herp. And she's got formaldehyde. Miki stole 50 platinum from Colin Barron, and there's another time where you all got 100 platinum. You guys are secretly rich. Now, Miki, you have gloves of thievery
Yes.
that you got from Andre,
Hmm.
and
I was told those weren't attunements.
apparently they're not attunement, so lucky you. Some of your attunement items are less powerful than others, so
Hmm.
be swapped out if you wanted to.
Well, right now I only have 3 attunement items, I think.
But that's the max for
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, if
A
I
higher.
know which one I'm swapping out. The Feathered Belt of Faith only has 1 charge left before it's kaput, so.
There's a scroll of augury that a wizard can learn.
I learned that. I used that one.
Nice. Good. And Miki at some point got 4 healing potions, 1 potion of learning languages, 2 perfumes, and one of them is of thorny cat dander. I feel like Andre got that.
Hmm.
Miki has the heart whistle, not to be forgotten.
Mhm.
Celeste has an item that I will not reveal. And all right. And so now you have a potion of invulnerability. Who
We-
would like to carry that?
We also have Killshaw's knockback pistol in the party inventory. If Celeth also wants that.
I think perhaps a pistol will be more up my alley than a rifle. This is quite big. I mean, my sword is quite big as well, but well, I would not be against it.
The musket will do more damage. If you look in the interesting items channel and
I
you
am looking. Yeah.
Scroll up. The knockback pistol is up on the November 4th. And then the experimental musket is above that.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
So the musket, as long as it doesn't break, does D12 plus
It's
dex.
true. See, that is the difficulty. I am not super dexterous. These weapons are not of the greatest use to me.
Well, we'll put them in the party inventory for now.
I will hold on to the pistol still, in case someone is fleeing and I cannot reach.
No problem. Yeah, and these are not magic items. They're just cool technological gadgets. All right. Well, I'm glad that we organized that. So you've got this potion of invulnerability, and Eve, Eve, roll me a D10, please. A cute little strawberry covered 2.
Strawberry colored. Strawberry colored. I'm tired.
Strawberry covered.
Strawberry vampire.
You find a tiara in her pocket. And I'm going to, yeah, you find the striding tiara of dissolving. It has a little label on it with all of its attributes so that you don't have to identify it. She just kept this perfectly filled out label on her tiara.
I have seen tags like that at museums. Perhaps this was stolen?
Yeah, on the back of the tag it says Museum of Etena.
Dang, she kept the receipt.
I don't mind necessarily who takes this.
Long Strider. These, I mean, Finders Keepers is the same around here, is it not?
Who wants it?
I'm looking up what those spells do.
It is attunement, so you might.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'll defer to the other party members. I won't let my grade take it.
One is
Alex?
an attacking cantrip, and one lets you increases your speed by 10 feet, which would make the Blade Singer really runny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
call. When Kaz wakes up, we'll give him this.
Yeah, when Cass
So-
it becomes free from his ratness, looking over his shoulder to see Cass. Just
Speaking of, perhaps does anyone have a rope? Manacles?
yeah, I
Surely
have
you
his
should.
yeah, I have his rope and manacles. It's just getting him in a place where he's not openly attacking us.
I shall cast Hold Person, and I will take
Ha!
that damage. That should put me at 27 health.
All right.
It is a
Make a wisdom save, Kaz.
Okay. And
I have you at 20 health right now. Oh, but you spent 3 hit dice. So
Yeah,
you
it bumped up
27
to-
if you cast that.
Yeah.
All right.
okay. Let's go. You got this, Cazador. Fight that.
Kaz
Mr.
is
No.
gulping stomachs over there, and all of a sudden he freezes, his face full of gnome stomach.
Quick, tie him.
Yeah, if Sarah, if you want to help me, let's just manacle on
Run
his
away.
arms, manacle on his legs, rope tie his jaw shut.
Oh, snap.
Oh, unfortunately, he cast Misty Step once he wakes up. Just
Oh,
kidding.
wow.
Yeah.
Cazador turns evil personally when he wakes up.
All right, so you paralyze him, and then you tie him up. You put manacles on both sets of limbs, and you tie him up real good. And then Kaz, you get unfrozen after 1 minute, and
Okay.
you're all tied up, and you're just like,
Yeah, it's just violently thrashing.
Put the tiara on him.
It's like a wild animal. You just
Yeah, it's not as eloquent as he was before.
He'll
True.
grow into it.
Yeah, so it's about midnight. There's a row of dead gnomes. There's a tied up thrashing Kaz. There's the post-battle remnants of your campsite.
How many corpses are there?
There are 7. Darius comes over and says, well, I think maybe we could still get in a long rest. If I think we keep watch for any other murder.
I certainly could. I can bring about half of these with us, point to the gnomes on the ground.
like I got a question. Like, have you ever seen Shrek, the second movie? Where
What
like
Shrek you speak of?
like you remember that one scene where Donkey and Puss got swapped and so Donkey was like trying to do the cute face that Puss does?
Is that
Could
what
uh could Cazador try and do that with his -1 charisma? Try and like do like a cute
Persuade us.
yeah, just be like, oh look at how cute I am. You can set me free. This
Um,
sounds like a joke.
And the
yeah.
tiara give him the help action.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna let you actually try to persuade your party mates. You have to use your words to do that. But I will totally let you make a cute face for flavor.
Thank you. Okay. So he's just like got his snout down, his eyes turned up toward everyone. Okay. It looks almost above average. Almost. Maybe.
All right.
He still got like the guts and the stomach. Just on his maw.
He looks very cute. He looks as cute as a person could look, covered in gnome that he was recently eating. So,
Whose watch is it
Sarah,
right now?
Sarah, what are you thinking about doing with these bodies?
I'm just gonna like straight up be like, uh, friends, I can comfortably raise these, uh, for the sake of having more hands. I could bring up to 4 comfortably, but do much more if I wished to expend more daily resources. It might be a nuisance to bring that many into a city. So I leave it up to you if I bring any at all.
You are of the necromantic persuasion?
No, but I am connected to undeath.
I see, I see. I I do not believe these pacifists with uh bearing for non-violence can do much if we head into town with such creatures. How much of an inconvenience can it be?
Fair point. I like the line of thinking. I imagine we would disguise them for some modesty, but any other objection?
Darius says, yes, would be careful. You might scare everyone with these reanimated gnomes. Maybe, leave them outside of town for the holy divine city, the holy divine village of Moncafa.
I can't imagine they'd be more off-putting than me, so I'm sure a disguise would suffice, but leaving them out of town would also be fine.
Well, just make sure your disguise doesn't involve the color red or a parasol.
Oh, good call.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
All right, well, I'm going to be efficient about this and bring up the frozen ones.
So,
Uh,
so what? How many spell slots do you have right now?
I got 1/3 level and I got my 1 free casting a day.
Uh-huh. So,
So I'm gonna bring up 2 and then tomorrow bring up more. Which will leave me a spell slot to keep control over them at the end of the day.
mm-hmm. Uh, and which ones?
The girl that Andre liked and the spellcaster.
No.
Really just trying to terrify him.
Because both of them are frozen. They keep the longest.
Oh, I see. You thought about this.
Look,
Okay.
it's all very logical, okay? They're gonna help with stuff. I'm gonna make them do watch.
Okay, so you said you have 2 spell slots right now?
I have 1/3 and then my free casting, so yes.
Uh-huh. All right. So you want to raise those 2?
Yeah.
All right. You raise them up, and I will tell you that the zombie spellcaster will have ranged abilities rather than melee.
Damn.
But Amelie and any other fighter zombies will just have normal zombie stats.
Can I add a little flavor to this?
Please, I love delicious flavor.
Uh, Yummy, yummy. Okay, so Sarah's currently out of her warded form. She looks super hurt. This sort of metallic, like vascular system sort of interposed over a very, very old skeleton, reaches up under her rib cage, pulls out um, a beading piece of like pure liquid obsidian, some sort of like core or center to the ward that animates her, um, and extends, just sort of drawing a line in the air. I think she holds it with her mouth, draws a line in the air, sticks a sort of needle of obsidian into the sort of like, ooh, I'm tired. Into the neck bones of first the spellcaster, sort of veins of obsidian as she opens her eyes, and then this fighter that Andre was invested in. And then Sarah's like, you'll do well from here on out. Keep watch. And she collapses.
She collapses.
Yes.
Okay, so the 2 zombies immediately start keeping watch. Uh,
I was gonna to cast something else, but I will hurry over to Sarah/Crash, and I will give you a cure wounds.
Is anyone looking at Cazador right now? Or like is Cazador in anyone's eye shot?
Miki's.
Ah, okay.
Well, just on like the peripherals. If you want to do something sneaky.
Yeah, like if at any point in time Cazador feels like no one's watching him, he's going to be like thrashing in the ropes if you ever want me to make a strength check, Jake.
Nah, you've got manacles on your wrists and manacles on
Ah, I
your
forgot about the manacles, my bad.
yeah, you're done for the night.
Oh, dang.
What's the 7 HP about?
For me.
I cast Cure Wounds on the collapsed Crash.
So she was at 8, so
I was awake, yeah. It was just I'm
she was at 8, so now she's at 15.
I did not know. I only saw a very wounded companion.
And left, you go down to 22 or what?
Yes.
Oh.
Down to 22. And does anybody have water? I could use a bath. And you see, like, literally blood just oozing out from her armor.
I'm gonna tap myself on the shoulder, and you see quickly from that like center under my rib cage, my ward shifts back around me, and I'm sort of a carved, like stronger visage. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor. Thank you for that. I don't personally have any water, but if you need any help in the cleanup or residual from this battle, I'd be happy to reciprocate in any way I can.
It would be appreciated.
Dice says, we could look at their camp. They had food and maybe some water or something, yes?
This, there was more of them than just this, no?
I think that this was all of their force.
And the two that fled.
Oh, true.
I imagine we could take them if we ran into them, but
Like the feared.
I think we all could use a long rest, so we could camp here, or maybe if we take their camp, they might have some water for you.
let's make the most of what they had set up. Let's commandeer their camp.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do that. So if you want to take Cass,
I can do this, yes. All right, I will.
I would help, but I'm not too strong myself.
Yeah, how much health do I have? 22, okay. If you could give me 10 minutes, I can transport him with relative ease.
Okay, yeah, and
I'll-
if he starts acting up, I can hit him in the head or something to
Well,
get
Oh.
us up.
I have a thought. Why don't my new companions aid you? The two of you, come to the aid of Seleth.
Oh, perhaps instead they can be the one to carry the vicious Canid.
Yes, that would work. The two of you, please grapple and carry the chained were-rat. Thank you.
Damn it! I wish I was gonna do a thing with Orion and just hold him up, being just like, "This is Cat in air jail."
Oh no, the poor boy.
That's good. I was gonna cast Find Steed. That would be my
Oh.
last spell for the day. It put me pretty low on health, but it's okay.
And there's also like a limit to how many spells you can cast per day.
Yeah, that would have been my last one.
Well, you can always cast it before the morning.
Yep. Shall we go find this camp once more?
Yeah, I think so.
Let us depart.
All right, you guys go to the camp. The zombies are carrying the were rat. You go to the camp, you see what you recalled from before, the remnants of the campfire, the crates that you all were sitting on. They seem to have a wagon, and some tents, and there it is.
Which one is the biggest tent?
The biggest tent.
Could have seen that coming. Is just peeking inside. Is there a like basin or something that looks like it might contain water?
Yeah. It looks like the biggest tent is Dacian's tent, and the inside is a little bit more lush and plush than the others, although not much because these are folk of the road. Um, but it has her sleeping bag and some silken scarves and some little drawers and stuff, and her bedroll and a basin.
Perfect. Sarah or Miki, either or,
Hmm.
ladies, would you mind assisting me? I cannot. I have a hard time reaching my back, and I feel as if there is a lesion going down.
Oh yeah, of course. I can wash your back.
Thank you. It would be most appreciated.
I sort of look at my skeleton hand. I imagine Miki would be better suited for this task.
Yeah, I do not need a delicate touch. I just need a reach.
You could always ask Cazador. He'd be more than happy. Just untie him, bro. It's okay.
The zombies continue to restrain the were-rat, who is slavering and drooling on himself.
Bro, he's like a kid in a candy store right now. There's so much around him. So close yet so far.
By the way, long-term things with my undead companions here, they work as essentially emergency rations for Cazador.
I wonder if the necrotic magics would upset his tummy.
Uh,
It's cold food, but it's food. Food's food.
yeah, it's sort of frozen. I'm sure I could simply release the spell and it would be mostly okay.
See, courteous thought.
I feel like both because of my sort of personal necromantic nature, but also kind of being around Miki and Andre, some degree of my reservation about myself and all of this has gone away.
Fair enough. Then I shall do a quick bath, and I will take up my part of the watch.
Dai
Short
says,
rest.
I will take fourth watch. I am going to bed. Good night. Won't let anyone kill us. And he takes one of the smaller tents where one of the fighters had been sleeping.
I suppose I must finish my second watch and then, or sorry, I must finish the first half of the night's watch and then I will adjourn. And
All
then,
right. Everybody who is on watch, give me a luck roll.
a dire wolf shows up and kills me.
The three of you who are not the were-rat.
Aw.
Oh, that's good.
Who?
That would be
Okay.
the
Celeste
It's
has
not
perished.
it's not a one,
aw.
but you do find that there's poop under your blanket.
Damn.
Miki, are you rolling?
Oh, oops. I probably should. Luck roll.
Ta-da. Okay, great. No ones. You guys don't get attacked during the night. Darius takes the last watch. Kaz turns back into a human being when the sun rises.
You wake up to zombies sort of petting you.
Uh, uh. You don't get a level of exhaustion, Kaz, because you ate. You ate humanoid flesh during the night when you were changed, so you don't get a new level of exhaustion, but you definitely keep the same one level of exhaustion, one level of one
Okay.
exhaustion.
Gotcha.
You wake up covered in crap. Darius taking watch as you wake up, being petted by zombies.
What? What's happened? What is this? What happened? I had the most outrageous dream, but who are these two?
Darius notices you talking and walks over to you and says, "Oh, these are two of the gnomes that attacked us. It is good to see you back to yourself."
What? I attacked us, but you you didn't wake me?
You were awake all night. You were a were-rat.
What?
Yes,
I was? I don't remember anything from last night though.
we were attacked by the gnomes, and you fought valiantly, ripping out many gnome stomachs.
Really? Was I like a superhero?
No, not really. You will
Oh,
notice the stomach flex on your face, the gnome stomach flex. Uh,
oh,
anyway, I must continue my watch. I don't want anyone to surprise us at 5 a.m. or 4:30 or whatever it is. But I think you should get that cured, you know?
maybe with just a little more willpower. No, I'm playing.
And then
No.
he
Yes, absolutely, my good sir. With a great haste.
he walks away to finish his watch. Seleth, would you have cast Find Steed before you went to bed,
Uh,
since it lasts forever?
yeah. I'm gonna cast it. And I'll put my health back to
I cannot wait to run mounted combat. Yeah.
Advantage on every roll. Let's go.
That's only with the mounted combatant feat.
Right.
Yeah. So, I guess if it does come up, I have 12 health until the long rest is complete.
Yeah, but nobody's attacking you during the night, so you all are getting the benefits of the long rest. Besides casting Find Steed so that you wake up with a steed, is anybody else doing and I'm gonna come back and ask you what your steed looks like and stuff in a sec. Is anybody doing anything, any other type of prepping type stuff or doing things?
Uh, Nothing besides normal rest cast mage armor.
Thing. I mean, I did it earlier, but
Any spell changing?
oh, it's okay.
I think it's interesting that we've got two wizards that don't have familiars, and then a sorcerer that's not supposed to have a familiar who does.
I have two familiars.
You
I
got
know.
you got your zomboids, each of whom has been around for 8 hours.
I'm gonna drop protection from good and evil for enlarge reduce.
Okay.
Oh, can I say that lean to with like the minor month-long time skip, he was like a little hatchling, but now he's just a little like teenage bird.
Didn't he die?
Oh yeah, Fuck, I forgot.
Vaporize.
I would re-up him. I
Ah,
forgot completely about that.
good thing you were reminded. Yes. So you will take an hour to cast Find Familiar using did I give you an object that let you do that? Or I just let you?
I think you just let me, but let me double check. Would that be in our DMs?
Oh, I want to look at my notes. Lean to.
Is there a Control F function? There is.
There is.
So you would take an hour to cast Find Familiar, often cast with a golden brazier and various smokes and stuff to make your familiar come back. So I'll come back to you and ask you what that looks like. And if your research yields something else, we can change it. So Celeste, what does it look like when you summon your steed? And what does your steed look like?
I think since it's a 10-minute ritual to cast, after she'd have cleaned herself up, she would take, as she's like cleaning her armor, she would take the blood off of it and do whatever symbols in the dirt with the blood, and the final symbol she writes out, coming forth from this little ritual. Would you allow a giant lizard to be a creature? It
If it
is less challenge rating than a warhorse.
Let's see. Let me take a quick look. It's looking doable. Give me a sec.
Kind of like in the Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I was thinking more like a alligator lizard,
Oh,
I imagine
like a really
giant
big alligator.
Komodo dragon in my
That would be cool too.
So you want it to have the stats of a giant lizard then?
If you would allow, it would be slower than a warhorse, but
Yeah, half the speed of a warhorse, but a climb speed.
yeah.
ooh, that could always be good.
Sure, we'll try it out. If it doesn't, if it's too broken, if you're off the ceiling on your climb speed lizard just sniping everything, then we'll revise that.
I don't expect her to actually use it as a mounted combat, more just a better for travel.
Right.
All right. Then from almost like if it would look like it would be like digging out of the ground, this creature would emerge head first, like clawing its way, and it would be a giant lizard that looks like a giant alligator lizard. And I will post a picture of what those look like if you don't know.
Sarah, one thing that I like to do as a necromancer is wake up an hour before everyone else, go and raise the dead, and then do my arcane recovery short rest during the last hour of the sleep to get my spell slots back, but use my arcane recovery.
Huh.
So you could use 2 third-level spell slots and then short rest and get one of them back.
Yeah. 2 third levels.
Or you could use all 3 in short rest and get one of them back.
And I do have 4 castings because of that daily.
Wow, who gave you these abilities?
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna, well, since I need, okay, I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna do that. I'm going to wake up an hour early and do sorry, I'm just thinking because I need to have spell slots for when I need to keep control over all of them. And I think if I animate all 7, I won't have enough, but come back to me.
Okay. Miki, tell us about your lean-to ritual.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to find anything that we mentioned, so I'm just gonna treat it just like
If
find familiar.
if we didn't mention anything, then I'm gonna say that the egg shards
Mm,
uh are a magic item that doesn't require attunement that lets you cast Find Familiar once per long rest,
gotcha.
no matter your class.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, cool. So yeah, I guess during the long rest, just uh in my little bag with the little uh, pieces of lean-to's egg, I kind of just reconstruct it, and then just uh kind of focus on it. Eyes kind of still open, just kind of go a different color, just turn completely. What color would phase I probably turn completely an ambery brown, as like her you would probably see just little bits of like the cracks of the egg starting to reform, as well as just a little bit of like light start to come inside the egg. And as it kind of reaches its climax at the end, like it just rehatches itself.
Sweet.
Nice. And this time it's like a preteen. It's
Yeah, it's not full size phoenix bird, but it's definitely more feathered.
Oh, he's
nice.
not fat, he's just big boned. He's fluffy.
He has been eating a lot.
Oh, snap.
Got hollow bones. He's a bird. So this alligator lizard comes up late at night and posts up near Celeste's tent. Sarah wakes up early and heads over to the dead gnomes where she does what?
I'm gonna use all of my 3rd levels, 3 castings, and hold on to my free casting, and then arcane recovery for that 1 extra 3rd level. So I
Okay,
have
you're getting 3 more gnomes.
3 more gnomes.
Do you have any particular ones in mind that you remember?
Oh no, not really. But
Wasn't there one like that that was named like potluck or something like that? Oh, the chef one.
why don't
Yeah,
you guys pick your favorite gnomes and I'll grab them for you?
I don't
Like,
want to reveal anything about the gnomes. I just want to see what Sarah remembers since I think she's alone when she's doing this.
I think this makes sense. I feel like Sarah wasn't too attentive, but looks down at these warriors. Um, yeah, I think I will grab probably just 3 at random. I think,
Give me a
oh,
luck
you know what?
roll.
A luck roll, sure.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, something. Celeste like bisected one, so I was thinking maybe I would take that just for the flavor of the wound.
Okay, 19. Sure. All right, so one of the ones that you reanimate is Pont Noir, who is the bigger, thicker one,
Um,
which is what your teammate was trying to point at. Um, that one was thicker. So that one will have more hit points and hit harder.
all right. I also, as I return to camp with 5 undead gnomes, I think I have just a little flavor to add to these, which is that I think it's like, there's like a Japanese like pot like ceramics restoration method where you like fill in broken plates with gold. It's like that, but with obsidian. Like there are sort of jagged metal wounds in these people. And their corpses are pretty fresh, so they just look a little off kilter and sort of wrong with their movements, but they just have these like giant metal gaps in the skin and body. Um,
Nice. Very
Nice.
So yeah, you go back and take your arcane recovery short rest for the last hour. So you have 1/3 level spell slot left. And I will I'm gonna Zoom message you your stats on your people. Zombies have a pretty low to hit and damage, but Dacian has a stronger ranged attack, and Pont Noir is thicker and has a stronger melee attack. The rest of them are just normal zombies. And of course, all zombies have the something ability that lets them pull themselves off the ground if they make a constitution roll and come back with 1 hit point. So that's always fun. So you all start waking up, and you hear Dayus calling to you as the 6 a.m. rolls around, and or 7 a.m. since you had to go back to sleep at midnight. And Dayus says, Cazador is awake. He doesn't seem to remember anything. Come look.
Ugh.
I think Celeste would come out of her tent, probably wearing one of the dwarves' shirts since she tore hers for Miki and I'm sorry, well yeah, was it Miki and Andre? I'm sorry, Oof.
I forgot.
Shirts. If she could find one that fits.
A gnome shirt that fits you. I mean, Dacian does have a baggy silky shirt in there, so maybe you'd make that work.
Yeah, just gotta tear the side a little bit. Works out.
Make it an open back shirt.
There you go. All the scars on full display.
Let's go.
So who's walking over to Kaz while he's all tied up and held by zombies? Miki is.
Let's go. Let's go.
Kaz, you see your homies walking up to you?
Hello. Good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning. Do you have any sort of recollection of last night? Any sort of
None.
dreams or anything like that?
No, honestly, as if I slept like a baby and just no dreams, nothing. I woke up I was told this is stomach fluid. I'm hoping he was joking with me,
No.
but no, oh, you could have played into it.
I mean, I feel like I could be snarky and make it a lot nicer, but this is the reality. You turn in the middle of the night, and luckily, luck. I don't know how lucky it is, but the gnomes were about to attack us, and you took out a
Oh.
good few of them. And you were also attacking Andre, but you took out most of the gnomes.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I guess there's a silver lining a little bit, but I do see the severity part of my situation.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of like What if the gnomes weren't there and we were all kind
Yes.
of still asleep?
Yes. Well, I mean, to be fair though, we were speaking of it before about like just kind of hoping that that situation would pop up of me turning next to the gnomes. But I do see what you mean about if there's no one else around. That would have been very trying to say the least. But how did you subdue me? What happened?
Uh, well, basically, after the gnomes perished, was able to use a little bit of magic, and then uh, you can probably tell by your manacles that we were able to get them back on you.
Yes. And I was being pet by two strangers. They were
Oh, yes,
quite peculiar.
Sarah reanimated a good portion of the gnomes. Let me
Oh,
get those manacles off, and I go and key to unchain him. Here's a Frostspire back because you told me to keep a hand on it in the middle of the night, and we are also able to recover your gold if you want it.
as soon as Mickey gets close, Cazador would like kind of fidget a little bit just to get a reaction.
She backs up. She's like,
Oh, I got you. Oh, my bad. I merely just to keep you on your toes. You know how it is, you know.
"Mhm. Well, don't let the compulsion take control of you."
But no, it was merely for jesting, for
Okay,
jokes.
gotcha.
You seem quite jovial about the situation. Is it not a serious affliction?
It is, but it's more black and white, as in like whenever I'm in control, I'm in complete control. I don't need to deal with no voices, no nothing, but when it takes control, it really takes control. So it is kind of it it has its ups and downs, I suppose.
There is no
But
need to worry about what you cannot change, yes?
yes, absolutely. You
Mm.
know, worrying is kind of like suffering twice. If you're already going to suffer, why suffer when you don't need to? That's my philosophy.
Right. That is quite wise for someone not from my lands.
I
This is
think.
a practice we hold very deeply.
Ooh. I was married to an elf for a time, so I had a lot of wisdom imparted to me.
I see, I see.
Hmm. That and I'm an old man, so I suppose the years also helped.
We say from where I am from, we do not suffer from the events in our lives, but our judgments about them.
Hmm.
So,
Very profound words.
quite.
How long did it take? Were your people always this wise, or did it did they have to go through a sifting or learning phase?
Well, we are taught from when we are born.
Hmm.
If you are old enough to speak, you are old enough to learn. Before that, even.
Wow, I respect your people.
Yes, they are quite admirable.
Indubitably. Kezer's gonna like look down. Is he still in the manacles?
No, I unchained
Oh,
you.
okay, cool, cool. Yeah, then Kezer would like stand up, kind of shake himself off, and like his head, like that kind of like that super, super bad aftertaste. And so your head just like kind of recoils back. Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of that right at that moment. Just like kind of close his eyes, squinting, just like being so repulsed at what is like stewing in his belly right now. Like, yeah, he is just gonna be like closing his eyes, trying to focus.
Oh, Kezidor, don't lean back like that. Your tiara will fall.
Wait, tiara? What? What
Uh,
tiara?
from the spellcaster of our enemies, we found a magic item that we bestowed upon you, though you were indisposed as a were-rat in the moment.
You
Reach
were
upon your head, it is there.
you were able to put this on a were-rat? It's
Yeah,
incredible.
my new retinue, my undead were able to do a lot of hard work to keep it on while they were
Oh,
carrying you.
very smart.
So Kaz, you wake up attuned to this tiara
Let's go.
because you were in close contact with it and fondling it throughout the night
Let's go.
with the top of your head.
Kazor he's gonna feel pretty good with that tiara on his head. He'll feel pretty fabulous.
It is it is it's got these tall loops of sort of rhinestone looking things. It's like three big loops of rhinestones
Okay.
that stand up for your head from your head. It's cute.
Well, let's go. Slay.
It oh, let me I have a picture of it.
Ooh,
I can paste. Let's see.
okay.
I just need the picture. There it is. All right, let me find my Discord. All right, it's in the interesting items channel.
Okay. Oh, slay. Let's go.
So it clashes just a little bit with the rest of your wardrobe, but it has its pros. It has its pros as well.
Dried blood dripping from your chin, like ragged.
Yeah. That's good. That is like pure Disney princess. I love it, bro. It's like Cinderella all the way.
That reminds me of the tiara from what was that one movie about the girl that was just a regular chick, a regular nerdy chick, and then
Oh, Beauty and the Beast?
no, not Beauty and the Beast. It was a real life movie with Anne Hathaway.
I know what you're talking about.
Bella Enchanted.
No.
The one where Anne Hathaway is like the ruler of a little like Barovia or something, some little.
Yeah, a
Princess
little
Diaries.
Princess Diaries, I think.
Oh.
Sound yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, 2001 film. Princess
Yes.
Diaries. Anne Hathaway.
Dang.
Yeah, it reminds me of that tiara.
Let's go.
So it clashes a little bit with your wardrobe, but it looks nice and it gives you some magic abilities. And so yeah, you have gnome guts on your mouth and a cute little tiara on your head and a little the worse for wear. Um, I've definitely seen some unhoused neighbors that have a similar aesthetic.
No. Well, like, I got a question though. Like, how big is like the headspace for the tiara? Like, could Cazador like have it on like his bicep? Something like that? Like, is it kind of smaller or is it like
You can't make it cool.
no, I will. I will.
It sounds like me when I go to some place where they give you a name tag and then I like stick it on my arm or something instead to show that I'm, I'm too cool for school to wear the name tag in the normal place. But
Yeah.
no, you have to wear it on your head to get the magic abilities.
No. Oh, okay, okay. Kind of like tilted to the side at least, like a little gangster.
Backwards.
Yeah, backwards. Yeah, bro. Gotta catch them all.
Just use it to catch the back of your hair.
Yes.
You can tilt it to the side, or wear it backwards, but it will look a little bit less like a normal tiara that way. Someone might just be like, hey, what is that twisted shiny object on the back of your head?
Kezor will, just for the simple fact it'll like be a conversation starter maybe.
Okay, so you're wearing it backwards now?
Yeah, Kezor's like he's got the whole tiara kind of tilted.
All right. Yeah, so you've been unchained. You're covered in gnome guts. You're wearing a tiara. You're being held by zombies. What's next?
Oof.
Breakfast seems in order.
Uh, um, maybe a bit later for me.
Oh,
I'll settle for water.
speaking of which, Cazador, although perhaps not now or in the near future, but if you ever do find yourself desperately needing humanoid flesh to live, I would hope that perhaps my undead servants would happily give up some of theirs, just in the long run.
Oh, why, thank you, but I don't want to think about any sort of meats right now, please.
Of
Ezra's gonna like
course.
hold his stomach, just like, oh no, like finding his happy place. And but he will like open back up his eyes and look back at you. Thank you so much, though. It really means a lot, but I'm hoping to get rid of this preferably before the next opportunity to turn. Yes, I did not understand the severity of it until the stories of last night and waking up with I've never woken up with this much meat in me ever. No, wait, pause. Hold up.
Phrasing a little
Wait a
bit.
Well, just like earlier when you were describing your familiar, coming into the egg and reaching the climax. I'm like, whoa, amazing.
Oh, sad.
Oh,
I
no.
can't believe y'all. I didn't even notice.
Uh,
That was
Darius,
not intentional either.
Darius listens to all of you and is like, well, this is a great time for jokes, yes, but as you see, the bugs are starting to increase. We are hearing the sounds of the wildebeests once more going, "Burp, burp, burp." I think it is time to move again.
Yes, with great haste.
Yeah.
So the DM points out to all of you that you have
Mhm.
taken a long rest and that you are fully recharged.
Let's go.
Except for the spell slots used by our friend. And with that, everyone everyone make a dex save against the bugs.
Ooh.
It's my turn.
Do I need to make one for my steed as well?
I cast Blade Ward.
You cast the Blade Ward cantrip.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have resistance. But everybody make a dex save to see if you get bitten.
Oh no. I got a 9.
They're 14. Oh, and
Damn it.
Eve. Okay. So Eve, you don't take any damage, and because 1 divided by 2 is 0, and in this game, and Kaz, you take 1 biting damage from a
Okay.
horsefly that seems attracted by the thick blood clinging to your neck.
Dang.
Dacian, protect him.
And Dacian is like, oh, tries to swing at a bug in the air and totally. I guess she shoots some necrotic energy at the bug in the air and completely misses it. because the bug is already gone. But he gets bit for one, and the fat, blood-filled insect flies away, sated.
No.
And Dayu says, yes, best that we get going. It is oppressively hot here. And as he says this, you hear the from the thousands and thousands and thousands of wither beasts that flock in these plains.
Such
Should I-
majestic creatures.
Does anybody wish to? I believe you can carry, 2 people on a saddle, right?
Your steed licks one of the bugs out of the air before it can bite it. Everyone, this is your first time seeing Celeste's new steed.
Oh.
Any reaction?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That looks very adorable.
If you
Okay.
would call it that, yes.
Yeah, it's very large and huggable.
Yeah, it is. It is a useful creature. It takes the wear and tear off the boots. Yes.
What is his name?
I did not have a name for him. It is just my steed. She would look down at it since Fine Steed gives an intelligence of 6. Did you wish to have a name? It can't speak, but it understands any language I know.
It's like
I suppose I can come up with a name. Are there any great heroes of your lands that have strong names? She'd look over to anyone in the party.
I've
Going
heard
back to the lore
Oh.
document. Ooh.
Heroes of Parvus.
I've heard of this one name of a fabled hero in a land. His name was Cazador. Cazador Notlum.
Oh, I think I've heard that story before.
Oh yes, yes, a very famous tale. Shit.
Is this
I
who you're
jest.
named after?
No, I merely jest. I was merely speaking about myself.
I see.
what's his face? Dayu speaks up and says, "Oh, there is a famous hero from Rocinante que se llama Santiago."
Santiago. Oh.
Santiago.
Shorten it to Santi.
Santi, I like this.
Yes, I've heard of Santiago in my youth. I've read some books on him.
What are his greatest exploits?
Oh, well, you see, there was a water invasion on the coast near the capital city. And he pushed back the invasion from the people of the neighboring country, the horrible, unskilled people which are so mysterious. They once tried to take our lands, and Santiago led the naval charge to push them back using our boats of power.
I see.
Yes. I remember as a child I called it the water war. It was quite riveting to read of. It was one of my favorite subjects in school.
Yes, I see you know the lore of our country. It is good to hear.
Yes, I mean my name, Cazador. I believe it does hail from that country. My family did like certain aspects.
Yes, you are a hunter.
Yes, yes.
Very good, yes.
Mhm.
Miki, I do not believe I ever inquired where precisely you hail from.
Yeah, your guess would probably hit on the mark. I'm from the Elvendale, specifically Henneke Forest.
Reminder, don't forget.
Reminder, don't forget. You said where?
Darius is like, can we walk and talk?
I have
Yes,
not stopped
yes.
walking. Why are you back there?
Oh, you meant there was a thing. You mentioned the cart at the camp. How feasible is it for us to hook up Santiago to the cart?
If all of my zombies push, would that help?
No,
Yeah, you could totally hook up Santiago to a cart.
no, bro.
Yeah.
The
Well, would you be
poor.
opposed to doing that?
I
Oh wow.
I would have no issue with this. Santiago or Santi, I suppose shall be your name now. Um, are you opposed to doing a little legwork? You have no
Santiago.
choice. You will do what I tell you, but
Santiago's like,
most
Oh.
excellent. You are a noble creature.
and Santiago goes over to the cart and puts himself between the two wooden things in the front that you would put on a horse, and then looks at you expectantly to see if you'll tie him to the two things.
It's bit and bridle attach, or horse tackle, whatever that phrase is.
All
Do we
right, you
now
get
have
him
a
tied
cart
up
with a
in the
climb
cart.
stone?
He's ready to pull a cart. He's got a gnome cart behind him.
A cot of gnomes.
We all load up into the cart, I guess.
You ever do?
Perhaps I should attempt to hide multiple of my undead on top of each other with big coats or something like that. As sort of a
What? A
well,
super zombie.
it would be helpful for disguising them, you know.
3 zombies in a trench coat.
Yeah, it's like the kids.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm totally a adult male. May I go
Don't mind
see
my
this
short
movie?
arms.
Yeah, yeah.
Just our secret service is just zombie gnomes and
A broom and a rake for the hands.
Right. Oh, bro.
So are you all getting in the cart or
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Kezra's
dressing up
dead.
some notes? So everybody gets in the cart. So there are 5 zombies and 5 non-zombies in a cart.
I imagine
Zombies
perhaps
can
their feet do not get tired. No,
y'all are fine, right?
Ah,
You feel pain?
ah.
Give me like oh, make an affirm 2 grunts for yes, 1 grunt for no. You feel pain? That was a long 1 grunt,
Yes, yes.
there's one.
but it was 1. Okay. Yeah, the 5 of you walk alongside us.
Oof. I do not wish for you to be left out, so my feet do not get tired. I shall walk beside Santi.
Now that I think about it, I can't get tired necessarily. I may as well.
Your feet do not ever get sore?
Well, you know, I don't feel it necessarily. Sometimes I sort of losing some of your sense of pain is actually something of a detriment because if you're hurt for a long time, you won't really notice it until you collapse on the ground. But you know,
Ah, yes.
Do this unless it is for a noble purpose, in which case it is most admirable. But
yeah, I may as well walk with my undead companions, and that feels helpful to all of us.
Yes.
Give more space in this tiny cart.
All right, so the medium-sized cart with some people on it and some people not, all of the undead walking and all of the not undead riding, pulled by a giant alligator lizard with 5 gnome zombies, a preteen phoenix familiar, a tiara wearing, gnome gut covered, noble lordling who once looked pretty slick, a lady with prosthetic legs, a steel undead cat with glowing eyes, a 6'8" a 6'8" fancy elf, and Darius, the dark-skinned, white-haired half-elf, continue north through the plains. Bugs buzzing, animals grunting, oppressive heat, dry yellow grass, the occasional crooked tree. As you continue north, Darius says to you, yes, soon, in a few hours, we will arrive in Moncafa. We will want to not wear red. We will want to not have a parasol. We will see, I'm sure, many pilgrims. It is a holy place, the village of Moncafa, because it is the only place from which you can go to the Tower of Contemplation, using the magic bolts. And he continues talking Parvus lore to you as you ride, and feel free to talk to each other, etc., as you're riding for hours alongside.
Since we're not trying to wear red, I think me and all of my zombies are trying really hard to help Cazador get the blood and gut stuff in.
Yes. Absolutely. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah. So you're scrubbing blood.
Yep.
Trying to get the red off of him.
And whenever they successfully do that, Kazori, he would look to Mickey, and he would ask, "Oh yes, and I'm terribly sorry, but I keep forgetting to ask you. What was it like in the homeland of elves?"
It was pretty calm. My family, we were pretty disconnected from the other elves, but my we my family was charged initially with guarding a portal to the Fey realm originally, before the I'm blanking on the event.
Which event?
The event that closed off the continent to everything else.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, the Great Barrier
Yeah,
being raised.
before the Great Barrier, my family was in charge of watching over the Fey portal there, and there's, I guess it's just tradition that we kind of guarded that place. And yeah, it's nice and peaceful. And my older brother was going to try to enter politics, to try to um, try to make some change. And my older sister was supposed to keep on the family traditions, and it was nice and peaceful.
That sounds wonderful. Though surprising. that was a great deal of time ago, but elves do live very, very, very long lives.
Yeah, we do live very long, and there has been a lot of, generations that came from it. It's yeah, there's just been a lot of evolution throughout the time, I guess.
Hmm. Thank you for enlightening me about this. I'm trying to learn more of the elven ways in
Mm.
memory of my late wife. So any and all little bits of information are very appreciated.
Mm.
And Sarah and Celeste, what were your homelands like? What was it like growing up where you grew up?
Go ahead.
Sure. Well, um, sort of fiddles with the bells on our ears. I don't have particularly strong memories of my childhood. I was born when I was Crash, when I was the person that I was before I became this ward. I uh, was born in Parvus, and lived, I think, relatively peacefully. I remember something like poverty, some form of, it wasn't necessarily easy living, but also everything sort of blurs into less like the fairy tale version of what you'd imagine living with little money with your family would be. Um, but from there, uh, me and my family were captured and we were taken to Leenbenstag, where I spent most of my adolescence and early youth. Uh, so I would say the most I remember is commanding and constant violence in Leenbenstag, but uh, Parvus is nice. Parvus, yeah, it was it was a nice place. It was simple in my mind.
Yes, absolutely. That sounds very like I don't know what it is, but a lot of stories come around to Liebenstock. And it's always the same thing. It's just a bad place.
And Darius says, don't forget Unskilled also. Also a bad place. I think because no one ever goes in, no one ever goes out. It is a secret place. I think it is bad too. Um, thank you so much for sharing your story, Sarah.
No worries. And also, my experience don't necessarily reflect the actual life of Leenbenstag. I'm sure there was a vast sundry culture there and living conditions and things that I did not quite get to experience. Um, yeah.
Andre pipes up and is like, "No, Liebenstock is bad."
Yeah. All right there, Oof. Settle down.
But this, Parvus is quite different from where I grew up. Um, my peoples are a little separated from the rest of the country of Zamda. Um, we were on our own little isle off the coast. Um, but from when we are born, we are, quickly taken to learning firstly, and if you are old enough to walk, you're old enough to know how to fight, or at least learn. So my parents were well-respected warriors. So that is the path I took along with them until I was about 15 or so. And here I am now. That was a while ago. But it is a great place of learning. Very, as how would you say, intense in studies as in training. It's quite a nice
Splendid.
place. It was, we would train, spar in the mornings. We would take a rest with, you know, the words are not coming to me now, but like a seminar almost. We would have those in evenings and then, or in the afternoon, and finish off with more sparring at the end of the day. With, or at least for the young ones, this is the case. The adults, of course, have duties to attend to.
Yes. Could never have too much sparring, I suppose.
No, I found it quite enjoyable.
Mm. You know, there does sound quite enjoyable to have that sense of brotherhood amongst your kin, and to really know them. I don't know. Some people have said that to know someone is like there's something about uh sparring and fighting that just kind of reveals new parts of someone's character. I'm not sure if I personally believe it. I haven't sparred personally, but that is what I've heard.
Perhaps me and you can go to blows then, in good sport.
That would be quite enjoyable.
Anyone else is more than welcome to join.
Hmm? Are you
Or,
offering to spar with all of us?
yes, of course, always. It
Mhm.
is an open option to anyone.
Um, I myself am not much of a fighter, but I would offer that my friend here may entertain you if you'd like. Pointing to one of the undead.
I believe I had already killed them before, so I am not sure I would learn much.
Fair enough. If your goal is productivity and new experiences, perhaps this salvaged person would be of no use to you.
Perhaps not, although the offer is appreciated.
Of course.
Yes, anytime you wish to spar, I would be more than delighted to.
Most excellent.
Mhm. I've dueled once, but that was required, so I would not really say that's on par with sparring. So it would be an enjoyable experience, I'm sure.
Not, perhaps not quite on par with active learning, but
Yeah.
I liked this policy of Greater Elenia, or
I hmm,
Elenia Toth. Yeah, Greater Elenia, and then trying to remember the name. Yeah, I did get that right. Yes, I quite like this policy. I shall hopefully one day bring it back to my peoples.
I I don't know how to feel about it. Like different people have different strengths, so whether someone is I mean, like Crash and I, we cannot take very few hits. Or Nikki as well. We're not the best one-on-one in combat, but it's our different individuality strengths that really aid us in these endeavors. So I'm not sure how to feel. With some people, it feels like they could be productive in society, but are not shown the same amount of respect as others who have a different strength.
Well, how tall is Kaz?
6, just
So
6 foot
he's
flat.
yeah. So he's taller than Celeste is for sure.
Yeah.
She's about like 5'5". So well, you are a fair bit taller as well as Miki than I. However, I would use my other strengths to best you in combat. It is about playing to what you have, not worrying about what you don't.
That is very, very true. Yes. I suppose this is right.
Your group is very wise. I am grateful that I get to protect you.
Why, thank you. And what is your forte, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, maybe you did not see because you were in your were-rat form. I do the same thing that you do.
You do. Wait, that reminds me. Crash, can you
Hmm.
ask your little rock friend
Oh,
a
sure.
question? Yes, he said that blade singing sucks some time ago.
Hey, what's up? Looking at a rock.
So you have that shard of the stone gargoyle that you defeated in the catacombs that is just consistently whispering all the time unintelligibly. And so you pull out the rock and you say to it, "Hey, what's up?" And roll me a d20.
Okay.
You got this.
Oh,
Oh, let's
I accidentally
go.
rolled 2, but a crit. Oh, I rolled a crit in a 17.
The first one was a 20. Yeah.
Go.
So let's see. Just a reminder, the reasons right now that you guys are here, cure
Corpse
Greg's
Squad.
wife with fungus from a Bali forest in Parvus, find someone evil in Parvus, Kaz's family's murderers in the Ozarn Expanse, and the prince asked you to check up on one of the members of the Tamaryn family, on Trans Tamaryn, who's gone missing at the Tower of Contemplation. So rolling a crit on your gargoyle shard, the gargoyle shard says, I know you're looking for an evil person.
Yes, indeed. Someone perhaps connected to foul, devilish dealings.
I think that person's at the Tower of Contemplation.
Could you give me an exact name, height, age?
Can I get their
Address, social
resume?
security number. What's their LinkedIn?
Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Damn it, no.
No.
You managed to get not an insult out of the rock. That's great.
Yeah. Well, our usually unhelpful rock just told me that our in for finding connections to the mistress and Galethakash may be in the Tower of Contemplation.
Oops, no, why thank you.
What did you want to ask? I sort of just said hello and then it told me that.
Oh, honestly, I just wanted to ask what the extent of its knowledge was, like what it could and could not answer. That is what I would personally inquire of it, but
Well, perhaps tomorrow.
yes, perhaps tomorrow.
Yeah, so Darius says, that is a very useful rock you have, I think. And I appreciate so much learning about all of you.
No problem at all.
I like how much you speak of histories. It is filling up my book quite rapidly.
Oh, yes, well, you know, I have been around a long time, so I learn a lot.
How long? You do not look too old.
Oh, thank you. Well, uh, I am 121.
Only. Wow.
Yes, you
You're
know, I'm
quite young.
a half elf, you know, so
Yes.
we age differently.
You're about my
Yes.
older sister's age, just a couple years off.
And you, Miki,
Mhm.
you are young, or
Yeah,
you look quite young.
yeah,
However,
I'm young. I'm only 109.
oh, I see.
I actually did I get that right? I pulled that out of my head.
Yeah, you're 100
No,
and
I'm
something,
93. Sorry, my bad.
Wait, 90. Oh, snap. You're
That's a
spreading out
different.
though.
That's a different elf character. I am playing in a
You
different
are
campaign.
you are still so young.
Yeah.
Not too much older than me.
Mm.
No, not by much.
Oh, how old are you, Metal Cat?
Complicated question. 39 to 55.
Ooh.
Oh,
I've
I
existed as a ward for about 39 years, but 55 overall.
I am the youngest here then, other than young Andre. Oof.
oof.
Yes, Oof is, I believe, still a child for his.
I think he said he was 17.
I believe.
Well, orcs age vastly different. Their adulthood is either 14 or 17, I believe, for
yeah.
Hmm.
orcs.
17 is such a young age, inexperienced, and so much to learn.
He has a beard.
You never really start hitting greater knowledge until your sixth decade.
Then I have
Well, I'm looking
quite the
forward
ways
to
to
it.
go.
My sixth decade? What? I've been through 3 already, almost 4.
Oh, that is all. You made it seem as you were much older.
Oh, no, I like jesting about my age. I'm only 39, but I
I
like
see.
calling myself an old man and such.
I see.
Yes, but I've experienced, I would say most of life so far. I've gotten married, almost had a kid, had a house, been on adventures. I've done quite a fair lot with my life.
Yes, marriage and children.
Have you been married?
Yes.
Oh,
Hmm.
and are you still married by chance?
In a way,
No,
Mm.
In what
same
way is
friend,
this?
same.
That's tough, buddy.
More
She turned
comforting
into the
words have
moon.
never been said.
what? What?
It's a reference to a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, probably it is anime because I don't think
It's not actually.
It's not
It's
Avatar: The
Avatar.
Last Air. Yeah.
it's what?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, that falls into the same category for me. So where were we?
Talking about the marriage and if you're still married, and he was like, in a way, yes, yes,
Yes.
If it's not too painful, what happened?
yes. You're in like-minded company.
Well, you know, I'm from Rocinante, and when I was younger, I traveled with a group of adventurers like yourselves. We were very daring, you know, and we saved various villages in Rocinante from different threats over much time. And eventually I married a human rogue woman from our party of adventurers. And we retired to a farm. We had a child. It was a beautiful life. But as I mentioned, I am 121 years old. So my wife, she was human, you know, so she became old. And so did my son. I watched both of them reach old age until I was alone on my farm. And I stayed there for a good 18 more years before I said, well, it is time to do something good with my time again, you know? And
Yes.
I went to the Mage College in Rocinante and started to work there to help the general well-being of the country, because what am I going to do? Stay on my farm for 800 more years or whatever it takes to die when I could be helping? Everything that propels me is no longer around, but at least I can help you.
Very true. And I appreciate this help immensely.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm glad you were able to live with your family. They did not die to unnatural causes. I am still sorry for your loss, though.
Death is not such a sad thing, I do not think. It is only natural. Can one be mad at nature for being itself?
Very true, but quite does not take the sting away, I imagine.
Let us talk of other things, yes?
Yes,
I
yes.
think you all love to talk of onions.
I could talk for
Per
an immense
personally,
amount of time.
Red onions, white
red
onions.
onions.
I have
Did
never
you
heard
know in
brown
Australia they
Hmm.
call them brown onions?
I
I've
do not
never
know
heard of
where
this
is
Australia.
this.
What is this mystical land you speak of?
Are you talking about here in Parvus?
Crikey, mate, in Pavos is
I
hot.
believe a society in a great underground chasm down under.
Ah,
That's too dark.
down under the dark?
that. That's a yeah, that's a
Well,
one matter of campaign setting.
uh,
So as you all start talking of onions and down underdark and stuff, the village of Moncafa crests the horizon, and you see a different place than you have seen so far. You see low to the ground clay buildings. Darius tells you that it's pretty much only halflings that live there. So there's smaller clay dwellings with orange and black decorated painted clay, and blue and white decorated painted clay. Darius tells you that these are sacred dwellings of the people of this village. And I'm going to show you some pictures.
Nice.
They are simple motifs, geometric carvings and paintings on the clay buildings. As you continue to get closer to town, you start to see the various types of buildings that are around. Triangles and squares feature prominently on the exteriors. Some are blue and white, some are orange and black, but it's definitely a very different style than anything you've seen. The homes and buildings are small. The doors are small. The doors are comparatively small entering the buildings. And as you get closer to this village, you start to see pilgrims of various shapes and sizes walking towards the village and around the village. And they're wearing see-through white cloaks, the pilgrims, like a white cloak and hood, but sort of translucent, see-through. And you see humans and humanoids, and Darius explains to you that people come from all over the continent of Capernia Toth on pilgrimage to the Tower of Contemplation, which is devoted to the worship of Fetlan. So, of the 10 gods of Elenia Toth, Fetlan, which is the god of self-sacrifice, is worshipped very heavily here in the Tower of Contemplation. And Darius explains to you how the tower was created with great magics. It's the tallest structure on the continent, but you can't see it from here because Lake Kaffa is shrouded in thick mists. And as you start to enter this town and see the interesting construction of it, that is where we will end our session.
Snap. What?
And in case you're curious about the pictures, there is a real sacred village in Burkina Faso, Africa, where you cannot carry a parasol or wear the color red.
No way.
Oh,
And the village looks like that. And they have small doors on them to defend the holy people that live there. But in the case of our world, the doors are small because it's a halfling village. And with that, we're gonna move to checkouts. Raise your hand if you have inspiration. One. Just one?
Yep.
All right, we'll do an inspiration vote.
Let's go.
Something you enjoyed about the session. Something you enjoyed that another player did. And inspiration vote for a non-Kaz member. And Alex, you will be first on The Price is Right.
yeah. I really liked this session. I liked the whole recouping after camp and the journey. I liked hearing about all of our little familiar planning and everything with the summon zombies and alligator lizard as really nice. I very much liked the conversation and that Kaz and Celeste had about not worrying about what you can't control. I very much enjoyed that. And yeah. Yeah, I also very much liked the description of Monkafa. That was really interesting. So yeah, inspiration. Let's give it to calm. For the good role play.
Appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Nice.
Noise.
Eve.
I enjoyed so much of this session. I liked being scary and having my undead. I always like battle aftermath scenes, everyone sort of bloodied and in their own state of whatever. It was nice of Celeste to give me some healing, even though I didn't technically need it. It just felt nice in that moment. I enjoyed being able to find some humor in my character and in some of these intense things. Uh, Glad that it's not all grimdark, but that it's still sort of honoring the horror of it all. And I liked learning Daius's backstory. That was a
Yeah, I forgot
fun
that.
pull. Feels good to get to know that character a little more and to feel like he's not just our like lore keeper tag along, but that he's someone that is connected to the party. Um, do I feel like I've said a lot already, but another player, once again, Zaleth, thank you for healing me. That was nice. I enjoyed all role play from all sides. I liked Cazador's questions for people and sort of relationship to his Wolfen or ratting out. Uh, I enjoyed all of these things. I'm going to second the inspiration vote for Khan.
Muy bien.
Yeah.
All right. Kaz, Zach, Stan.
Ooh, let's go. So like, yeah, there was a lot I enjoyed about this session. I really liked the role play for everything, the aftermath of like I can't believe that everything just kind of worked out like at the beginning of the session because like Kaiser was still a rat, but Silith like got a really good hold person on him. And like then it was just really, really good playing with the manacles and then the zombies, like keeping watch so that people didn't have to like worry. That was really, really cool. And I really like the backstories of like our guide and getting to know like Celeste a little more with the I really like the like military-esque kind of background that they have. That is really, really cool. Um I really enjoyed hearing more about the Elven Land from Mickey, Sarah, just like uh joking around with me with the zombies, like having them pet me while I woke up and putting like a tiara on a literal rat. It's like, bro, that was awesome. And I like Jake just like mess with me, like um when I wanted to put it on my arm. I like how you immediately knew, oh, he's trying to make it look cool. No, not today. The power has responsibility, boy. That was fun just from all angles. And it was actually a cool blowback to see the houses in the African style because in the other Pathfinder game it's like African style too. So it was kind of like a fun little throwback that yeah, I forgot this is like surrounded by wildebeest and Africa setting. Yeah. Inspiration vote. Calm is already going to get it. So I'm gonna go with Sarah just because I enjoyed some of the things that um Ceramorphosis did.
Ceramorphosis.
Sarah Morbius.
Sarah Morbius, no!
It's Morbin time.
Oh no.
Ceramorphosis is a BG3 word.
Oh wait, what? Oh
That's-
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's the word for when you turn into a mind flayer.
Oh no, no
Oh.
spoilers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're right.
I think that's why that word is in your head. But
Bruh.
cerebellian is cerebellum of
Oh
obsidian.
yeah, my bad.
You're good.
I was playing a lot of BG3 a couple days ago. I think that's where it came from. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. Ceramorphosis.
We gotta watch out. Sarah's gonna turn to a mind flayer.
Yeah.
One more long. Oh.
All right, calm.
Calm.
I don't. So much about the session. It's so fun. I liked learning a little bit about Darius, the other new member of the party. I like that. I like when he just goes off on lore drops because I feel like both me and the character both just taking notes of all of it, which I enjoy very much. I also liked the description at the very end of Monkafa, little clay buildings and such. Very very interesting on a setting. I don't feel like it's a setting that's seen very often in Dungeons and Dragons. Very mostly European medieval type vibes most of the time, so it's cool seeing other settings and something another player did. Everybody's role play is so fun, so good. So I could just take notes on everything everybody was saying, learning about all the different places, you know, and then with everybody bringing their familiars back and adding stuff, I feel like the party size exploded from what was it, 4 of us at the start to 20 of us. But it's very fun. So we got a little caravan going now. But I like anytime Celeste gets to talk with Kaz. He's a very interesting individual to her. So definitely gotta enjoy that. But I think I'm gonna have to go inspo vote with Crash for your descriptions of Crash Sarah to the descriptions of your decayed body and the flavoring of how you cast your animate dead spells.
Always good description
Indubitably.
from
Always.
Vancine. Well, that actually leaves us tied. Excuse Freudian slip. That actually leaves us tied. So I'm gonna have to roll a die to decide. I'll roll a physical die because everyone loves a good physical die.
Pretty.
Yay, dice for me. We get to roll a D100. Yeah.
Now let's go.
All right. Even for Eve. Even for Eve. And odd for calm. Oh, it's Eve. We all thought calm was gonna win.
Oh,
No.
snap.
All right, so one inspo for Eve and one inspo still had by Kazakhstan.
The two wizards.
So when you guys were all asking about each other's backstories in the cart, I was sitting there like, oh my God, please ask Darius for his backstory, please. But I'm like, but Darius would never volunteer it, so I can't say anything. So every once in a while, I was just like, I just kept being like, Darius says, "Hey, good backstory." Sitting there like, "Ooh, I hope they ask him for his backstory."
I've been wondering about his backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro.
so I was stoked when you finally asked him, he followed the breadcrumbs, and uh and then when I was telling you his story, I almost cried several times in telling you the story, which is why I
Yes.
told it to you so slowly. Um, it's so sad.
It is, bro. It hit home for me because like that's like the complete opposite of Cazador. Like he was married to an elf, so it's like from his perspective, it's like his wife's story of like what if like she never died. So it was really emotional for him too.
I mean, can you imagine having a kid and watching your kid grow up and
No,
die of old age and you keep
no,
living after that? That is crazy.
That's very
super
sad.
crazy, bro.
Makes you wonder if he has grandchildren.
Oh,
I'm
bro.
joking.
Huh.
You'll have to ask him when he stops crying.
Just after the pat on the back, we just like, but
Yeah.
what about grandkids?
Yeah, bro. Like, how many of those you got?
So I'm glad I got to do that, to tell you a story, and glad we get to hear about everybody and Celeste's strange, like, ancient Greece warrior society, or what's
Yes.
going on over there, and Miki's portal guardian ancestors. Um,
Ask about that Faye next time.
Bro,
yeah.
I can't wait to spar. She sounds like a Spartan, just straight up.
And for Eve's descriptions, I think the filling in cracks in plates with gold, obsidian cracks in the raised dead people, pretty cool imagery. Worth a point of inspiration right there. So very good times. As long as everybody wakes up from their naps at the right time next week, we'll see what's going on in the village of Moncafa, and see where everybody's headed next. And still, I'm still enjoying that very epic battle from last time with the 9 fighters, the crazy were rat, the invisible wizard blasting you with cone of cold, Sarah almost dying.
I'm really
Potted
excited
plant.
to get more undead. Now that I have some, I just gotta get them.
Gotta get them all.
It's like
Potted,
Pokemon.
potted plant, and yeah, Miki turning into a potted plant in the middle of the battle. Um, well, hint that, I mean, about the undead, not being a full-on necromancer it's never going to be as good as being a full-on necromancer, because it's going to cost you way more spell slots and they're going to do less damage and have less health.
Yeah.
But trick of the trade is put equipment on them, and then they'll do better.
We have so many random items, and also we work
Yeah.
with the prince. And so also I've been having the thought of, when we level up, there are some spells that I might take to jank up the action economy a little bit and give me even more little minions to command.
Oh yeah, you're gonna take Tiny Servant and
I'm
Unseen
thinking
Servant,
the
Unseen Servant, level
conjure minor
12,
elementals for 8 little 1/4 guys to
level four spell, Shadow. What's the name of that creature that I always conjure? That's a good one.
Death snail?
that's a homebrew.
You guys are
or
sixth
Locust
level
thing.
so you're just on the verge of getting fourth level spells where you can get some really cool spells. Uh,
Ooh.
Spirit of Death. Spirit of
Mm.
Death is gives you a Reaper that always has advantage and has multi-attack, and that's a fun one. But yes, you have all of the summon aberration for fourth level spells. You have summon aberration, summon elemental, summon greater demon. If you really want to have a lot of fun, you can conjure a greater demon and then hope that it doesn't turn against you.
Go lay the Kash is ours now. Let's go.
That would kind of fit in the abjurer, like bind a demon.
I'm excited for. It'll be a while now before I get it, but when I get third level spells, I'm excited for that.
Can everybody get me a level 7 spell sheet, a level 7 character sheet before Friday?
Yeah,
Are we
absolutely.
leveling up?
I believe so.
Let's do it. Let's level up.
Let's do it. Oh
Let's
man.
go.
Oh man. That's
So
exciting.
you just had a long rest, so you won't get to prepare your new spells.
Oh,
Fuck it.
Nah.
Fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. You can prepare your spells. You can have your new spells prepared.
Wow, you're so good to us, Jake.
Y'all are so good to me with your damn good role playing and playing.
Let's go.
So everybody knows that when you roll for HP, you're rolling publicly, and if you roll lower than the average, you get the average. If you roll above the average, you get that. Send me your character sheets and your list of shit you changed so that I don't miss anything. And if you can get it to me, within the next few days, that's best. If you can get it to me before Thursday, that is fine. I would really like to have it before Friday hits. So like by Thursday night would be really good. But if you get it over the next few days, even better. So I
Okay.
can already tell that a few of you are lost in thought about the level up. So enjoy the level up. We'll see you next week. I'll look for your messages about your fun level ups.
Absolutely.
And